12:40 a.m. WSBC. Welcome back, folks, to another week of the Hooley's Houli Radio Hour. This show is presented to you by Fox's Pizza. There's one in Orland Park and in Mokina. Finest thin crust, tavern-style pizza in the Chicagoland area. Mm-hmm. Go get yourself some today. Flood Brothers Disposal. Garbage. We all have it.
Smelly.
Find a place. Well, we know these things.
Right. Find
a dumpster that says Flood Brothers. Put your garbage in it. You know it's going to the right places.
Yep.
It'll be safe.
Yeah. I hope your garbage is safe in that landfill.
It will be.
Yeah.
Madden Funds. Got any money? They'll keep it safe for you, too.
Yeah.
Mike or Dan Madden. Lucky day. $350K tonight, I believe. Yep. Okay. Hashtag Illinois Lotto. Ring a ding ding.
Yeah.
And Guinness Irish Stout. Guinness is good for you. My name is Patty Houlihan. I'll be your host all hour. Joining me as always to my left.
What's happening? Billy. Good to be here.
And back this week, one of the greatest women in the world, Miss Sarah Hand. Sarah, hello. Welcome. You've had a long day. We were texting earlier back and forth on the set. How many hours is this for you today now? You're in your, 13th, 14th hour?
Don't even know. That's rough. Something like that.
I'm going to just start asking everyone, what hour of the day are you in?
I did take a nap, though.
Right. It's a fair question, though, right? Because people will always be
like what, their frustration level or anxiety level or like
anything. It's just a great opener, right? How are you? You're at Jewel checking out. What hour of the day?
What are you in?
What hour of the day are you in?
You're at the gas station, Give me a pack of Marlboros. Hey, what hour of the day in? Oh, yeah? You've been there since 5?
Wait, huh? What if the guy just says 2 o'clock? Do you go, good, great? I mean, how do you respond to it?
It's just, you can respond any way you like. But it's just a friendly thing to do.
I think I'm going to start saying that to people. What hour of the day are you at?
Yeah, no, you say it very sincere.
Yeah.
Hey, what hour of the day in?
Yeah, you could do that to someone while they're drinking and they'd be very confused.
Maybe as now that I'm sober, Sarah, I feel that things that I used to, I can't do certain things to drunk people that I feel like I want to antagonize them.
If you did that to a drunk person, they'd be like, are you messing with me, man?
No, some of them are like, what?
Some be like, what? But maybe an intelligent drunk guy might be like, is this guy being sarcastic towards me?
Intelligent drunk guy.
Oh, there we go.
Intelligent drunk guy.
There's plenty of people that are intelligent that get drunk. All right.
No, but you have to be the intelligent drunk guy.
Yes, he's combative, he's argumentative, but he makes solid points.
Yes. I feel like Costner could definitely play him.
Kevin Costner as maybe. I was thinking maybe Mickey Rourke or somewhere like that.
Featuring Mickey Rooney. Stick him in there, too.
We'll stick him in, too, Mickey Rooney.
What is the difference?
Intelligent drunk guy.
What is the difference, though, between intelligent drunk guy and intellectual drunk guy? Because that guy exists, too. Is there a difference between the two of them?
Yeah, absolutely.
What is it?
Right. Imagine them at a TikTok convention fighting for booth time.
Right.
Over there's intelligent drunk guy. Okay.
Yeah. In the corner over there, we've got an intellectual drunk guy.
Right.
He likes to talk about Shakespeare. He likes to talk about,
I get it.
Tech.
Anyway, long day for you, huh, Sarah?
Yeah, I was going to say I wore my
Billy
Billy
Chuck
jeans.
Tees?
Oh, you got your tight jeans on.
For Billy, and these are in shorts.
Are they, was it Millie, what was that guy's name from last week? Do we remember his name?
Nilly was his name.
Yeah,
Nilly,
yes.
Nilly something.
Yeah.
Nilly Loban. Right?
Yeah, right.
I think it was Nilly Loban
Bill,
jeans.
please don't call back old episodes from us.
She didn't hear last week.
Just a recap, that's all it is.
Good. What were you shooting?
Just
industrial stuff?
No, somebody's conference that they had. Everyone from all over the states came to this hotel out in, close to O'Hare or whatever.
Right.
It's just easy stuff. Like I was saying, it's just pay the bills kind of a shoot.
It's production. It's all work is good work in production these days, for sure.
Anything weird happen?
No, not that I know.
No?
I don't think so.
Weird conversations, no one asked you, what time of the day are you in?
Not until I got here.
Yeah, okay. Just thought maybe that stuff might occur on a lot of set work,
No. There's not a lot of talking on those ones because you just have to watch the conference going on. They did talk about LinkedIn a lot, so I was thinking of you.
Did they now?
Show you my life in jobs.
They said something like, what is it,
Let me show you my life in jobs.
2 or 3 people join LinkedIn every day, every hour?
Oh, is it? Every hour, I would
I think
guess.
they said that, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do you be in his element here?
I'm on the LinkedIn quite a bit.
Yeah, you love LinkedIn. This is a big commercial for LinkedIn right now.
No, but what were they saying about LinkedIn?
Just how important it is
Oh.
compared to any other site. So I was like, Paddy was right. He was right. There was truth in what he was saying. Because I just deleted my LinkedIn.
Why do you think they're right?
I'm terrible. My LinkedIn is just like terrible.
Yeah.
I gotta do like I look at it and I'm like, ooh, I look like a guy who's been washing cars for the last 10 years trying to find a job. Like if you looked at my profile,
Even
like,
guys who wash cars have LinkedIn.
I know.
It's unreal.
And they should.
Right.
They absolutely should.
Car washer, professional detailer.
Bill, LinkedIn's all about the stories, right? They want a great LinkedIn story. If you started a LinkedIn profile where you were a gas station attendant and then owned the gas station, that's a sick LinkedIn profile, right?
Yeah. Well, I guess it's anybody that wants to start their own business. But what if you were a guy that worked at a Shell?
Yeah.
That was just owned by
Hashtagged in Shell, throwing Shell out.
that was just owned by Sanjay.
Yeah.
And he's just a guy. He's a local drunk. He's having a LinkedIn page. This
But
guy.
he's intelligent. Let's
But
put
he's
it in there.
he's the intelligent. And it says on his LinkedIn page, intelligent drunk. Shell gas station employee.
You're starting to get it. You're starting to understand it. Because
What time of the day are you in? Ha ha ha.
building a brand.
Yeah, he's branding.
He's branding himself. Intelligent, drunk guy, Shell owner. What time of day?
Not owner. He's like the guy
he's-
that works there and
Bill,
asks you,
The importance of LinkedIn evolved from a place that was very, not as content heavy. Just sort of like you list what you do. It's online resumes, all that stuff. What are you drinking?
I can't get
Water,
over this,
man.
Yeti.
Jesus,
I cannot get over
Are you
the
going
size
under
of
the
that.
mountain?
I might.
Are these the hip things that all the kids on Instagram are going nuts for?
They had these things. It looks like a Stanley. I can't show you the brand on it, but it looks like a Stanley. But I think it's like a generic Stanley. But these were like the things that they had at Target. That
you
was
like rattling it, don't you? That's your thing.
You know what? I got this ice at an Asian restaurant at about 4
time of
o'clock
day?
in the afternoon, and here we are at 9 o'clock at night almost, and
Your cubes are rattling?
we're rattling, man. That's why
Holy
these things are incredible.
And you don't want to give the brand a shout out?
It's unbranded.
Oh.
And then there's another brand on here, but they're not a sponsor of the show, so why do I need to show
I
it on
think they were
camera?
a really big thing for young girls, maybe like last month, weren't they? These big things.
Bill loves things that are big for young girls.
Okay, let's not go there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That is creepy.
LinkedIn. The LinkedIn thing, what I'm getting at is that it's evolved into more of a content-heavy platform where if you did that and created the profile and were genuine about it, because it's all about that, all about authenticity,
Yes.
then you'd be building something for yourself. You could potentially make money.
Yeah, you can.
But you don't get paid on LinkedIn. They don't pay their influencers. So you actually have to have some
Get
kind
on
of
TikTok, right?
Yeah, I suppose you
Yeah.
could. I'm on LinkedIn to click over to TikTok.
To click over to TikTok, to click over to my Facebook,
Yeah, I
to click
get it.
over to my Insta, to click over to my OnlyFans,
To click over to my Insta,
YouTube,
to click over to my OnlyFans, to click over to my
Spotify,
Superstar page, to click over to my Facebook, to click over to my Insta,
That's
to click
Sanjay
over to
again,
my
right
Twitter,
there.
to click over to my Twitter, to click over to my Twitter.
Well, a lot of
Yeah.
the jobs that I go for now require you to give them your LinkedIn link.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's almost like the norm now.
Yeah.
Like, only know that because when I was working in recruiting and placement of candidates in the headhunting space, it was heavily stressed. It was like if the guy doesn't have a LinkedIn, he's not with it. This is where people are having conversations.
Well,
and
then
they need to be here.
I better do some homework and get everything touched up, the resume, get everything just looking just glorious. Your LinkedIn is, you spent a lot of time on your LinkedIn profile. You did the pro or whatever it is, and
Oh yeah. Oh, I have
you
it all.
invested some money.
Yep.
Yeah, I might have to do that myself.
I've made some great friends on LinkedIn. Really.
Yeah.
And it's true though. Like it has helped me break the ice.
Network as well,
yeah,
right?
network.
I don't know. I've never.
If you're
really-
not the type of I guess because I'm a personality in itself. Is that a thing? Personality.
Whoa!
I'm a personality in itself.
It's the new influencer. of
That's what
personality.
that's what the intelligent drunk guy says. I'm a personality within myself.
Right. And everyone goes,
I'm in my 12th hour.
I'm in my 12th hour.
I'm in the 12th hour of my day.
8 with a drink.
You know where you can always start your day? At a good place?
Where?
Fox's Pizza
yes.
in Mokina in Orland Park. This show's sponsored by them. More nothings and ramblings after these.
Fox's is the best pizza in Chicago, and everybody knows that. For 3 generations, Fox's has been cooking up the most delicious known to man. And if you want to have some, you got to go south to Orland Park, where Fox's started in 1973, over 55 years ago, at 143rd Street and Ravinia Avenue. And also south to Mokina, where Fox's started in 2006, 187th Street, just west of Wolf Road. Go south to Fox's. And guess what? Both locations offer the greatest pizza in the history of the world, but also live music every Friday and Saturday at both Orland Park and Mokina at no extra charge. Go south to Fox's. Your mouth will thank you, and your ears and eyes will thank you too. You gotta love that Fox's pizza. Go south to Fox's in Orland Park and Mokina. Pick up or delivery. You can't beat Fox's Pizza, so go south.
Hey listeners, I know we don't talk about finance much on this show, outside maybe the amazing Bitcoin the Musical, which we currently have in development. But I do want to take a moment and tell you about 2 brothers who make this show possible and why you should consider having an honest conversation with them about the future of your finances. Mike and Dan Madden are the brains behind Madden Funds. They've been lifelong friends to Bill Clay and me, and we entrust the Maddens with our money and the precious donations of our listeners so we don't let outrageous ideas get the best of us. And you should too. Do yourself a favor and reach out to Dan or Mike Madden today to book a consultation on the future of your finances. If you have questions about your financial future or current situation, give them a call. The number is 708-848-3200. Again, that number is 708-848-3200. Or you can visit their website, Madden Funds, at www.maddenfunds.com. Again, www.maddenfunds.com.
With a history going all the way back to 1896, the International Union of Operating Engineers has continued to protect workers and their families with loyalty and brotherhood. Local 150 has continued to thrive through economic booms and busts with careful training and aggressive organizing. Under the leadership of President and Business Manager Jim Sweeney, Local 150 has implemented programs and action plans to create work, protect benefits, and keep members working. And they've been helping the Irish American community of Chicagoland for just as long. The Hibernian Radio Show is proud to be associated with Jim Sweeney and Local 150, and we salute the continuing efforts of the International Union of Operating Engineers and their support of Irish and Irish American families now and in the future. Thanks to Local 150.
I wrote a jingle for LinkedIn. You try to satirize the whole aspect of LinkedIn to yourself after a while of being on it. You're like, oh man. The jingle goes a little bit like this. It goes, let me show you my life in jobs.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then it goes, LinkedIn.
Yeah. Real
Let me
nice.
show you my life in jobs. It's like a nationwide design your size. We're going to start seeing commercials for LinkedIn, you know?
Let me show you my life in jobs.
Yeah. A 1, a 2. Let me show you my life in jobs.
Yeah. You could do that song in Spanish probably too.
Yeah, we were discussing that because Clay and I
Me
thought.
llamo LinkedIn. Déjame mostrarte mi vida en trabajos. El LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, gotta love it.
Wow.
Welcome back, everybody.
Clay with some Spanish skills
Second
there.
Very impressive.
Claybo with the Spanish call. Claybo should be back soon,
Now-
Sarah. At some point, we'll have to get all of us together.
That's a big thing, I would imagine, on LinkedIn. That you are bilingual, right?
No, sure. Yeah.
What do you mean? Sure, yeah. What am I, like 80? Like I'm behind? Like oh yeah, everyone's bilingual now, man. Where have you been?
Bill, you are 80, like technologically. You're like, you don't care.
I guess so. Yeah.
Every time they introduce something,
I don't think
I think
I've
it's a new platform.
I joined Instagram. I don't think I've ever posted anything in my life on Instagram.
Right. You just
I'm on
let it look.
Snapchat. I've never sent a Snapchat in my life.
Whoa.
I'm on Facebook. The last thing I posted was, I think, probably because I lost a bet on the Super Bowl this year out of anger. I mean, like, that's like, like, I rarely am on this stuff.
But you're looking. There's plenty of those people that don't post. They just look.
Scroll.
That's correct. I guess people would say I'm the spy.
You're a
scroller.
a creeper. A creeper.
I'm not a creep.
No, you scroll.
Yeah, I just scroll. What's
Right.
going on? Let me see the narcissism going on here. Let me just take a peek at
Scroll
all this.
king.
You're a lurker.
I guess I
Lurker.
lurk. Just to lurk in the
Ooh.
shadows.
Put that on your LinkedIn. Lurker.
Professional lurker.
Professional lurker.
Professional-
Intelligent drunk.
Professional
binoculars?
lurker.
Intelligent drunk.
Professional lurker is a good character. He's just a guy at conventions who's just like, oh, there he is again. What's he doing here?
Oh, he's
Nobody
getting a hot
knows.
dog today. There he is.
Nobody knows, really.
I'm not going to name anyone, but we know a few professional lurkers.
Oh, you
We
bet
do,
I did.
yeah. They're kind of, I don't know if they're lurkers or fanboys. I guess lurker and fanboy could probably be put in the same, like, I don't know. I don't know.
because a fanboy versus a lurker, a fanboy will have at some point go, hi,
Yeah.
I really like, and kind of give you a kiss. But
know about your high school
but
life, know
a-
like stats about your grammar school life,
Oh yeah, he starts throwing weird trivia at you.
Yeah.
Like, I know your grandmother.
Hey, you know what? I saw you score 38 points against St. Ferdinand's in 1992. Do you remember that? Something like that.
Sure, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's getting real darky.
Yeah.
Real creepy. No, I was just saying a fanboy is more, hey, how are you? Like, I'm a huge fan. A lurker is a guy who's like in the background, like,
Like, but what is he just
And then he's like,
is he just lurking,
like,
or is he
he's
like?
made eye contact with the star or whoever he's lurking around many times, never speaks, just kind of.
Right.
Yeah, but usually the lurker gets, the police are like, hey, what are you doing here? You know what I mean?
To a lurker?
Yeah, it's called loitering.
Well, you can have
believe.
credentials and still be a lurker, I think.
Okay.
A lurker is just a guy, he doesn't really.
So you could be like a PA that doesn't do anything, you just lurk.
No,
On a
you
set
can't
or something?
I'm just saying a person in life who shows up to events but doesn't decide to talk to anybody.
Oh, sure.
And is always there.
In the back of every photo.
In the back, they're in back. Thank you, Sarah. They're
the
somehow
same
They're at
shirt.
every Facebook post.
Right.
They're at every party. Right, but nobody seems to know who they are.
right. Like I've been through, like when you're Facebook scrolling or creeping,
Or lurking.
Or lurking.
He's the freaking lurker right there.
Have you ever? Oh yeah. Have you ever gone to someone's Facebook profile? You don't really know them.
Everybody
and
has.
you click on their photos, and all of a sudden you get lost, and you're like, and you come to your senses, and you're like, I'm on picture 68 of 174 of some guy who lives in
Yeah.
Schaumburg who has 3 friends in common with. What the hell? Somebody like what's happening?
I think
here?
everyone's done that. They're like, "Who's this dude?" They're like, "Oh, we have 3 friends in common." Then you find yourself like on their page. You're
So
like,
if you do that within a certain communities in Chicago, you can start to see guys in pictures
That
from
you
different
know.
friend groups all over that you don't know, and you're like, "Who's that lurker?" There's the lurker guy again. They all know him.
Yeah.
But I don't know who he is, and he's never tagged in the photo, and his name's never tagged, or
"Sure."
that's a lurker.
Okay.
I've had a lurker who maybe within I don't have social media anymore, but maybe like 3 years ago had liked a bunch of my photos from like 2008.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's a lurker.
that's a lurker.
That's stalking.
And definitely at minimum 30 years older than I was at the time.
Yeah, that's creepy.
That's creepy.
But like, see, for me, I've had that happen too, where I'm like, a new fan.
I must check their profile page out. Who are they?
Who is this? Oh, you live in Orland Park. Do you like Fox's Pizza too? Yes, holy shit. Yeah. Oh, we have a couple of friends in common. I see you have 2 children. Your husband has a beard. He's balding.
Yeah.
And then you just go through the photos.
Oh, you saw like, her husband has a beard, is balding, and made you feel better about yourself. You're like, ah,
Well, like, yeah, you're like,
He could do it.
You're
yeah.
like,
This chick must be cool.
right. You're just like,
She's married to a bald guy who has a beard too.
right. Ariana's birthday party looks like a great time.
Oh God!
No. Jesus.
Wow, they got a pony. These people must have money.
It's worse if you bring it up in conversation. You see them going, hey, So Ariana had her
You
third
can never
birthday
say
the
it,
other day.
Tiny. You don't ever go up to somebody and go, I was on your Facebook page. That party looked great from like 2 years ago.
I
They'd
mean
be
to
like,
ask you.
what?
There was a person at that party that I have like 3 mutual friends with.
Right.
Who are they? Why are they a lurker?
Are they intelligently drunk ever?
Right. Are we compatible?
Speaking of, well, that is weird because that's how the teenagers, a lot of them communicate through Insta that way now. Like my daughter knows kids from like other high schools that like she's really never met before. It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
And they'll message each other like, hey, what's up? You gotta be like, it just creeps me out, the whole, like the way that the high school kids do it, especially like, I guess they don't have the etiquette. They have different kind of etiquette than we used to have on like Facebook and things like that. Like, they will message people they don't know,
Yeah.
Like, what's up, dude? We got 3 friends in common, Usually, if it's usually boys going after girls,
Sure.
and then, but it's, I don't know where I was going with it. But,
No, but
I was going with it because my daughter's trying out for cheerleading at the high school. All right.
Okay.
Not at her high school, at an all-boy Catholic high school adjacent. All right.
Okay.
And she can do it,
Wait, sorry. As an Irish, take me through that.
So Charlotte, my daughter does. She's an athlete. She's in like tons of clubs and stuff, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, she comes up to me. She's like, "Hey, I'm going out for the cheerleading squad. I want to try it out." Right? And I'm like, "Okay." Like, and I think she's doing it like just to check it out. Like that's how she is, right?
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And I'm like, "Well, it's kind of competitive." She's like, "I know. I like the sport aspect of it, And I'm like, okay, like the tumbling and the dancing because she does do.
The tumbling.
I've been working on my tumbling and dancing.
And
too.
dancing. He's a tumbler, a dancer,
She's
a
into
lurker. He's a dancing machine,
Right, Ellington.
But I don't know. All boys schools still have female cheerleaders just from different schools?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Because my
yeah.
husband was a cheerleader.
Well, so we go to the meeting, right?
Right.
And we get.
This was a male cheerleader?
I think so.
He must be ripped.
Yeah, he did like backflips and stuff.
Look how Bill lit up. He was like,
Do you have
"Your
any
husband
pictures?
was a male cheerleader."
I saw that on your
Can
Facebook
we
profile.
see that? I didn't catch that on your
I've
Facebook
seen some videos.
profile.
He was pretty good.
I bet he's
But
pretty
he said,
ripped.
he
huh?
said it himself. It was that's how you got the girls.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Absolutely.
And so I go to. She's like, "I want to try it out. Like, let's go check it out." There's a bunch of girls from my high school going over to this the boys' high school where the cheerleading dance teachers. They're like young girls. Really.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call. They're young women.
Yeah.
All right. They're like probably 20.
They're 20 years
21.
younger than you, so you have to call them
Way
girls.
younger. Yeah. There's nothing wrong. They're full women.
Wow.
Talking about. So she wants me. She had to bring a parent with her, right? Or at least that's what she thought. So I went, and we're walking down the hallway, and she's literally so excited because we were running late.
Yeah.
She's like. We pulled up. She almost got out of the car while it was moving. She goes, "We gotta go. We gotta go. I'm here. We're here." I go, "Hey, cool it. I don't want to be late." I'm like, all right. Like, so this is kind of serious to you, And we get in there, and this is my first exposure to like any of this.
Is this for football?
Yeah, it's for all sports at this high
Okay.
school. But primarily football season. Okay. And I'm thinking, well, is this going to be a beauty pageant? Like, what's the qualifications to get into this? What's this scene going to look like? And
Because I've seen some all-boys schools where they had some pretty dumpy-looking cheerleaders. No offense. But it
none
happens.
taken.
Okay.
Because I've been in some schools where they got some. I should have said that to me. Listen, no offense to anybody here, but I've been to some schools that had some pretty dumpy-looking cheerleaders. I'm hoping that when you're taking the girls, that you consider looks a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tiny bit. I don't
come
care
on.
about the dancing, the tumbling. That's great. But I need 6'2", blonde, tan.
But you've also seen like
Paula Abdul types is what I'm looking for.
But you've also seen the types of like high school cheerleaders. I'm not trying to sound like a sexist or a pig.
But you are.
Just a lurker.
You're just a
Just a lurker in the shadows.
I'm just a lurker, sexist pig. My apologies.
But like we've all seen like the high school team where there, there's like a 250 pound. There's like four of them cheerleaders, and you're like, that's a cheerleader?
Yes, that is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is
A cheerleader.
a cheerleader.
It's about cheering. I get it. I understand it. It has nothing to do with looks.
Nothing at all. But back to the story.
I'm keeping quiet on this one.
I walk into the room. I'm the
Yeah.
only guy there. Only one. Only dad.
Yeah.
Everybody brings their moms, right? And first thing I notice is a woman who's just kind of porny looking. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
she looked like Janine. You remember the adult film star Janine?
Yeah, I'm familiar
Do you
with her
remember
work.
her?
Yeah,
Remember?
I'm familiar with
She had a
who is.
sleeve tattoo. She was in a Blink-182 video.
I think
Or
she
was on the cover of their album.
She was married.
Oh, she was the nurse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
she
the
was
nurse.
married to a celebrity too, or maybe it was a guy from Blink-182.
Cares. My story's not about Janine. Anyway,
Yeah.
there was a woman who looked like her.
Yeah, and you were immediately attracted.
Sucking out a blow pop.
Oh my gosh!
Are you being
When
serious?
Very.
Were there any high school boys around?
No, but at heart there were. Put that on your LinkedIn. High school boy. at
High school
heart.
boy at heart, intelligent drinker.
Right.
Oh man, we're doing it. Shell gas station attendant.
Screenwriter.
So anyway, what about this lady?
So she's there and she's like got this blow pop in her mouth.
Was
She's,
it a
like,
dum dum or
twirling
a
it.
blow top?
It was a blow pop.
Oh, okay. Dum dum might have been better.
I should have said that. Is that a dum dum or a blow pop? You look like Janine.
right out of her
Sorry,
mouth.
I'm a disgusting sexist pig.
But I'm on LinkedIn.
Right. That's the first thing I see. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting, and you can see the melting pot of the moms, right? We're kind of like, you could tell, you could cut the tension in the room. Like there's like, my daughter deserves to be here too. There was a lot of that,
Oh wow.
I could feel it.
Yeah.
And you could feel the politics in it too, because it was a melting pot room of women, right? So it's like, how are they they only take 12 girls, and there were like 30 or 40 that were there.
Wow.
Right? And I was like, okay, like now that's what, and so more than anything, what I discovered is Charlotte doesn't care about the cheerleading. She likes the competitiveness of just being able to say that she made the team.
Right.
And then
Well,
be
then quits.
she's a hooligan through and through.
and then be like, not for me, but I did make the team.
That's so Charlotte, yeah.
Like I could see her doing that, or like in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
being
like
all
is
of
she
a
gonna
sudden,
try to
like,
play basketball again next year?
I
then
know she's like
cheerleading's out.
straight track. She's just doing track and field, cross country, track and field,
Okay.
and she's on the dance team. She wants to do the school play. She's kind of leaning into more of the artsy side of things, but like then she's like, I'll try the cheerleading thing out.
I'll tumble.
She wants to meet boys for sure,
I'll tumble for you.
I've actually meant to ask you this just like off the air.
which drives me. It's very
How
stressful.
is that? Yeah, as a dad dealing with and plus she's your firstborn, so.
Yeah, I'm real hyper protective of it, but I try to be as like like all right, she's getting older, like I mean it's stressful for me.
Have you met any?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, I kind of want that. I'll be like, you got to meet me.
So what are you like when
Well, she has a guy right now. I'm not gonna put that, but
It's complicated.
not to put her on the spot, don't want to embarrass
It's
her.
very
either.
complicated.
well, it's not that complicated. But if the listeners are interested in hearing about it, they can join us on the other side because we're leaving Radio
That's
Land
right.
now.
Yeah.
It's the end for radio listeners.
Wow, that was fast.
Just
Yeah.
dangle the carrot in front of the listeners there.
That's all you got.
See us.
But now you have to go to hibernianradio.org or go to iTunes and download Hooley's Hooley Show or find us on YouTube. More Hooley's Hooley when we return. Yes! Hooley's Hooley, welcome back.
Oh, I love doing that every week.
Do you know what I figured out after last week? Did you used to have a Sega in the 90s?
Yeah, Genesis.
Did you remember something Monaco Grand Prix? Was it Super Monaco Grand Prix?
Yes,
That's
I do.
exactly what
the
that reminds
I
me
think
of.
that's I spoke about that last week. That is
That's-
identical.
Yeah.
It
You
might have even
win
been-
and the checkered flag.
We may have used it from a music library where it's like in the public domain and that actually is the real song.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what it reminded me of, and I had to ask
Now we
my
got to
brother
use like a
about it.
Kazam thing, like an app of some kind to identify the custody trail of
Oh,
that
yeah,
beautiful, beautiful track.
Beautiful piece of music.
Getting back to your story for our people. Welcome to Podcast Land, everyone, by the way.
Yep, absolutely.
daughter trying out for cheerleading. There was a woman that looked like the porn star Janine.
Yep.
There was a lot
Sucking
of.
on a blow pop.
She was sucking on a blow pop that was not a dum dum.
No, it was a Charms blow pop. You can ring the bell for Charms blow
Charms
pops.
blow pops.
They're delicious.
I love them.
Right.
Watermelon being my favorite.
Very good. Watermelon is fire. Sour apple is very good. as
Sour
well.
apple and watermelon are the two tops for me on those.
Agreed.
If you want to break a tooth, but they're incredible.
I should have said that to her. Sour apple or the watermelon?
Where'd you get that?
Watermelon. Is your daughter going to make the team, you think? I doubt it.
Or go full creepo, take it and taste it yourself.
Take it out of her hand and be like, yeah, she is making the team.
Just go up to her, just go.
Yeah,
She looks confused.
give me it.
What time of day is it for you?
By the way, I'm going through a divorce,
Right.
So I'm kind of available.
Here, I'll give that back to you. You know, you remind me of the adult film star Janine.
You may know her from.
You may know her from Blink-182's album.
Yeah,
Because that's all I know her from. You get it? You know what I mean? What are you doing later?
You got a LinkedIn page,
Right. You want to meet me at Shoeless Joe's up on Cumberland for a couple?
Do some tumbling together.
Wow. Hashtag Shoeless Joes. You know, hey, okay. You should be one of my accounts.
We'll do a little tumbling, maybe some flips, talk dance routines, put on a little Britney Spears and call it a day, huh?
We'll
Britney.
talk about Spears a little bit later, but
yeah,
because we
yeah,
love
yeah.
talking about Spears on this show.
Yeah, we've got to titillate the audience. We're going to get back to Spears, but stay with us for this cheerleading story.
What happened then? Like, I mean, like, you could see
Nothing
the tension.
happened. I walked in and like that was the first thing that caught my attention. You know, and I was like, interesting room. You know, it was. I could tell that it was more like the girls first and foremost. Have you seen these high school like? There's high school girls now that only talk. I don't know if she was in high school. I would say she was in college. She was one of the instructors, like
Okay.
the cheerleading squad, like coaches. Mm-hmm. And they're going over like the requirements and rules and requirements of like, we're going to have so many tryouts. Everybody needs to wear this, right? But there's these young girls now that they talk with their hands for the entire, like, and it's not sign language. It's not sign language.
Wait, let me tell you about how we do
Because
it here.
we really care about you guys, you know, like, and just doing like, and I was like mesmerized by it. Like I couldn't,
That's
I
what it
didn't
is.
hear anything she said.
You just were like, what is this?
Right. I just had blow pop lady like looking at it, and
Nodding her head?
and then this girl going like this.
Hypnotized.
Right. Sign the forms before you leave.
This sounds like the opening scene of a Britney Spears video.
Right. Where the girl goes, sign the form before you leave.
How? You know?
Get off Spears for a minute.
Okay.
Come on.
You were talking about her earlier. That's why.
Anyway, we get through it, and I felt like a schoolboy in that room because I was the only guy there, and I was kind of like, it's awkward. And they're at the end, they're like, does anyone have any questions? You know, and they're all and people are raising their hands, and
Sure.
Charlotte looks at me, and she knows the wheels are spinning in my head. She goes, don't. You know, like, don't do it. You know, and then I was like, no, I got to do it now. I got to do it. Right.
Yeah.
And so finally, there's a lull, and any final questions? And I go, you know, like, yes. And I go, can I try out?
Yeah.
And the room melted. It was awesome. I mean, you get a big yuck like that, you know?
yeah.
Charlotte's like, don't do it. And I'm like, it's got to be done.
Oh, God.
Must be done.
You left walking
Right.
in
When
slow
you give
motion.
me this joke, I'm taking
Yeah.
it.
Also, after that, you know,
Yeah.
it was quiet.
Yeah.
And blow pop lady, I'm pretty sure farted out loud.
What? So that just killed it for you, huh?
It was
Fantasy
killed
over.
it for me. It was like whipped cream on cherry pie.
She's real. She's human.
Well,
She looks like Janine. She likes blow pops. She farts.
I told you.
She's involved with her children.
I've said this many times on this program. Strangeness follows me. Like we just,
Yeah, it
just
does.
weird things happen.
Well, what do you mean? Like, it could have just been like a sneaker screeching against the gym floor that sounded like a fart.
I couldn't tell. All right, if it was a real fart or if it was like a sarcastic, like, you know, like,
Oh, she's funny then that she would do something like that.
sassy, maybe, ignorant.
Sassy and ignorant.
That's a great name for a magazine for young kids.
Sassy and ignorant. Your guide to social media.
Right, sassy and ignorant.
A follow on from Salads and Squares.
Oh,
a sister,
absolutely.
yeah.
Sister
For the women.
publication. Yeah.
Janine on the front cover.
So the fart, getting back, was it or was it not? So I'm sitting there after I had
Sniffing?
No, I wasn't.
Is it real?
That would have been real odd.
That would
have been lurker.
The
behavior.
lurker would have done that.
Right.
Then he just looks at you and he goes, "It's real." You're like, "What's your name again?" He just lurks off into the shadows.
Is that watermelon?
You're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that guy."
No, he just.
You're like,
heard
"Is that sour apple or watermelon?" He goes, "Watermelon." And he just like lurks back away.
Do you know her? No. Anyway, yeah. Well, getting back to it, I couldn't tell if it. Charlotte was the one who turned to me and she goes, "I think so. I think that was real," you know. And Blow Pop Lady was only like 3 people down from me,
Yeah.
and I was like, it definitely was from like that area.
The trajectory of the fart. The
Yeah.
sound trajectory of it.
Right. And we were up on the windowsill, you know, like we were like, because there were no spaces to sit, like there was in a classroom, but it was so full that they were like, no, everyone, parents, people, just get in here. And so
Sit up there.
Yeah. So I was sitting on like a radiator.
So Blow Pop Lady was sitting on her windowsill and she farted, do you think?
She was on like a radiator, like on further down from me, or a bench of some kind.
Yeah.
And the fart came at kind of a time that was like, could have been a sassy remark. Right?
Oh, like a kid in high school pushed the fart out to get the joke while
Well,
the
it
teacher
was
was
like
saying something.
another mother-
That kind of a thing.
Sure.
Okay.
Another mother raised her hand and had a very sincere question.
I thought you could ask.
You know,
Yeah.
and was like, no. And her daughter was kind of homely, you know, maybe not the most athletic looking person, you know. And then that's when I heard Blow Pop Lady fart. Like she asked the question and I was like, you know, like
she'll never make the team. I'm farting while this woman's talking.
either it was done purposely or she really did fart and it was just an awkward time to have that happen. Regardless, being amongst an adult who farts out loud, killer times.
I mean, yeah. Depending on the circumstances of where you're at. Like if you're with an intelligent drunk guy and he farts out loud, it's very funny.
Now we can't talk about farts. Yeah. Snort or fart? Mike has a great note. Was it a snort or fart? Good question. Well, but farts don't sound like pigs. Farts are like, you know.
That was more than a fart right there.
That was a dart. They sound like
yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
what am I doing?
You're doing fart noises
It's on the radio. Come on now.
44 years old doing fart noises on the radio. What's come to my life?
What's your Irish American programming about?
Fart.
Do a lot of fart noises on the radio. Talk about cheerleaders, intelligent
real life
drunks,
stuff.
LinkedIn, Hollywood.
So that was
Anyway.
the end of it then.
Yeah,
And you and
it was a
Charlotte got
weird
the-
night. It was weird.
Like, so does she think she made the team or there are more tryouts?
There's more tryouts, so this saga will continue. This storyline that I'm creating now.
New drama. More stuff to yell about.
Yeah, teenage girls are pretty rotten to each other. Like that's
yeah.
one thing I've noticed. Like, or I'm like, I think it's a lot harder to be a teenage girl than it is a teenage boy. A lot harder.
It always was, but with social media now, it's quite dangerous. You know,
I agree.
you're talking about random people just messaging.
Yeah, there's predators, there's lurkers, there's all kinds.
catfishing.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of it. And that's what, as a parent, that's what freaks me out. So that's why I was like,
There's people looking at your family pictures, because they share 3 mutual
exactly,
friends with you.
because I've seen Andrea's birthday party, from somebody that lives in Schaumburg that I don't know. I know that someone's probably seen those kinds of pictures that my daughter's posting somewhere. And not to say that I have any, weird intentions, but it's just voyeurism. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know if to have your kids subjected to that and allow them to do it, Instagram's what, for 12-year-olds?
There's a lot of weirdos out there.
Yeah.
Loads of them.
Yeah. And that's like their only form of communication. Like when we were kids, we'd be like, "What are you doing tonight?" Be like, "We're all going up to the woods." And
Here's the checkpoint. Here's the payphone.
Yeah, there's a payphone nearby. We'll find out if there's parties, if the parents are gone, we'll go to that kid's house, whatever. There was a real sophisticated network of communication.
Yeah. And then you just hoped that people showed up.
Absolutely. And that was the night.
Yeah.
You know, half the night was planning to get to the spot.
Right.
And then you got to the spot. And now, like, but now kids today are like, they don't even go out. They're just like, something like, oh, we're just chilling and talking on Snapchat tonight. Or talking on, and I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
And
Where's the keg?
and also like allowing, you know, the boyfriends and girlfriends to go to each other's houses, right?
Yeah.
Like, I allow my daughter to go over to his house. I did at the beginning, and now I'm like, I don't want to do it. I don't know if I like that anymore. You know, she's like, his mom and dad are home. It's fine. You know, and I'm like, I don't
But
care.
are they there with you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
We weren't allowed to do sleepovers when we were kids.
I hate them.
At the time it was awful, but now I'm like, oh, I'm so glad.
No
So glad.
sleepovers?
No sleepovers.
I
At all.
can't stand them, and I've been against them for the longest time, just
Mm-hmm.
because I know because when I was a kid and we were kids, sleepovers was like, we're sneaking out, we're going out.
Right, exactly. You're going
You know?
drinking.
Yeah, like I'm sleeping over there because her mom and dad don't care, or they're not paying attention.
Yeah.
You know,
But
and
also, you have to think about these days is, okay, so the parents might be there, but what other adults are going to be there that you don't know?
right,
Uncles,
on top.
aunts.
Yeah, no.
You know those
Charlotte's
people.
like, can so-and-so sleep over? I'm like, no one's sleeping over. Okay,
Yeah.
nobody.
Nobody with your
Nobody.
hands.
Nobody's
Hey,
sleeping.
guess who's sleeping
here.
over tonight? Nobody.
Wow, that sounds pretty stern.
I because we did them as kids. I didn't, you know, the girls do it way more than the boys do. I think like it's
Yeah.
like way different thing. Because if you're in 8th grade and you're like, hey buddy, want to sleep over? It's like, are we getting drunk? Yeah. Okay, then fine.
Well,
You know,
or
like-
sometimes guys would be like, we're having a big card game at my house,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly,
like,
yeah,
or we're
yeah.
watching, you know, a sporting event, you know.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I've been against them. And oh yeah, like
Camping out.
Mike's like camping
Yeah.
out. Oh man, dude, remember that stuff?
Yeah.
Camping out that our parents will just let us do that. I wouldn't let my kids do that today at all. At all.
Camping out where, though?
Anywhere. Like we're camping out in our buddy's yard.
Yeah, I was going to say that's usually where it was, the backyard.
Like
right?
camping out was even a better excuse to go out and act like a nut than actually having to sleep at a friend's house. Because if you had to go to the friend's house, you still had the slight possibility that their laissez-faire parent would or wouldn't catch you, right?
Right.
But the camping out, some of these kids' parents were like, we'll see you guys in the morning. Just be in the tent, you know, shake the light for us when you get home, you know? And they'd be like, we're going to the
You
woods.
figure a way to jerry rig the light where you tied it to a branch.
Whatever. We didn't get MacGyver.
Put a weight on it.
We didn't get MacGyver about it, Phil.
My brother and one of my cousins got caught sneaking out of my granny's house. And she had on the second, I don't know how to describe it, but like the garage or the garage, as I'd call it.
Yeah.
The garage, like you could hop from the top bedroom onto the garage.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And she caught them. And they were like, literally just went, oh, we're just checking the roof, make sure everything's okay.
No holes.
Like, yeah, oh, this is great.
Yeah,
3 o'clock in the
very
morning.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we heard something there.
Yeah. But as much so, I'm like, would I rather have my kids like sneaking out and running around and going and meeting kids out with like, would you rather have a kid today without the phone, like, or the way that we were? You know, like, would you rather have parent that way?
Because at least you can track them, I suppose, a little bit better with the phone.
With the phone.
You can get an instant answer from them.
I suppose so, but there was a much higher level of trust, I guess, between parents and children of just being like, all right, we'll see you, you know? And I don't know, like, and
Well, a lot of it
because-
was, I think parents probably knew that, like, you know,
Yeah, they weren't stupid.
they're like, we're human beings. They're going to be exposed to something. You got to be exposed to something. Got to
Yeah.
learn how the real world is going to get.
Yeah,
you
there's
know?
danger.
Might as well get it over with now or figure it out yourself before you go to school and you're gone and you're out of my house at 18. Thank you very
At-
much.
At some point in your life, you're going to run into Blow Pop Lady and she might fart, and that's just the way it goes.
Yep.
We got to take a commercial break.
Uh-huh.
More Hooley's Hooley after this.
Flood Brothers Disposal was started over 90 years ago by their grandfather. With more than 20 family members still involved with the day-to-day operations, the Floods are service-oriented and believe that the right way is the only way to do something. Flood Brothers is price competitive and still offers the personal touch in an industry-trending corporate. For client-centric service without all the corporate garbage, call Flood Brothers today for a quote on your solid waste, recycling, and yard waste collection services. Call Bob Flood today at 630-261-0400 or go online at floodbrothersdisposal.com.
Fox's is the best pizza in Chicago, and everybody knows that. For 3 generations, Fox has been cooking up the most delicious known to man. And if you want to have some, you got to go south to Orland Park, where Fox's started in 1973, over 55 years ago, at 143rd Street and Ravinia Avenue. And also south to Mokina, where Fox's started in 2006, 187th Street, just west of Wolf Road. Go south to Fox's. And guess what? Both locations offer the greatest pizza in the history of the world, but also live music every Friday and Saturday at both Orland Park and Mokina at no extra charge. Go south to Fox's. Your mouth will thank you, and your ears and eyes will thank you too. You gotta love that Fox's pizza. Go south to Fox's in Orland Park and Mokina. Pick up or delivery. You can't beat Fox's pizza, so go south.
Hey listeners, I know we don't talk about finance much on this show, outside maybe the amazing Bitcoin the Musical, which we currently have in development. But I do want to take a moment and tell you about 2 brothers who make this show possible and why you should consider having an honest conversation with them about the future of your finances. Mike and Dan Madden are the brains behind Madden Funds. They've been lifelong friends to Bill Clay and me, and we entrust the Maddens with our money and the precious donations of our listeners so we don't let outrageous ideas get the best of us. And you should too. Do yourself a favor and reach out to Dan or Mike Madden today to book a consultation on the future of your finances. If you have questions about your financial future or current situation, give them a call. The number is 708-848-3200. Again, that number is 708-848-3200, or you can visit their website, Madden Funds, at www.maddenfunds.com. Again, www.maddenfunds.com. Do it, call Mike and Dan Madden. We're back. Hooli, 4th quarter of the program.
Yeah.
So that was the weirdest part of my week, was the cheerleading thing.
Yeah, that would be weird. I don't know about weird. I mean, I've never been married and I don't have any children, so thinking about putting myself in that kind of a scenario was weird.
You know what? I loved it because I was the only guy there. I felt like I was like in on something that I wasn't supposed to be there for, you know? And I was like, and as a creative, I'm like surveying the room like, this is just great fodder. Like, I would love to shoot a documentary just following these people for the next 2 months and just make it insane, right? Can you imagine? I mean, Blow Pop Lady is a giant reality star. You know,
She doesn't even know it.
You're never gonna make the team. You know, your daughter has pimples and she's fat. You know,
Yeah.
and kill her.
Yeah.
It's like Friday Night Lights, only you just make it about cheerleaders. You know, could be a very strong.
Yeah.
Strong,
I was going to go for more like Dance Moms kind of a...
You could, or you could just spin it into the Dance Moms thing is
JoJo Siwa. You guys love her.
Yeah,
We used to love Siwa, yeah.
Used to love Siwa.
It's been a long time since we've talked about JoJo. What is she, about 25 now?
Yeah,
How old is
probably.
she?
What was her song? Like a kid in a candy store.
Have you heard about this new song? She's in the news recently.
Siwa is?
Yeah.
What happened?
She has this new song out, and it's whole this 180 of what she,
she's
very
dangerous
pink.
now.
Yeah, she's so dangerous, but it was not.
It tanked?
It kind of flopped
It
a little
flopped?
bit because apparently she took it from another singer, but I don't think it was like a steal. I don't know.
I think she might be
She knows
represented.
Spears.
I think Johnny
Johnny
Dorito's on the
Dorito
radar.
messed up there.
Johnny Dorito is lurking in the JoJo Siwa shadows right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, speaking of celebrities, you worked with one a couple of weeks ago.
I thought you were going to say he represents. He represents.
I don't know
Mulaney.
if Johnny Dorito knows John Mulaney.
Yeah.
I'll ask Mulaney next time.
Yeah, I worked with him a couple. Maybe it was a month ago. I don't even remember. Up at the. I hope I can say where it was. It was up in Uptown of our comedy show. His directorial debut. Which was
really?
Pretty
Oh,
cool.
Oh, he directed. Was it his own?
Was it his
show?
own special?
No.
Oh. Another.
Can you say who?
Finn. No,
Okay.
I'm not going to say who, but
Okay.
it's just a
Oh.
local comedian, and he was very funny. He was great. We did 2 shows, just like recording. I'm pretty sure it's for Netflix. I think.
Okay.
Whenever it comes out, I'll definitely mention it. But he was fabulous. I was really, really, really impressed. There was the staging area,
Yes.
and which is another building next door, and then we had where we were actually filming it. And at one point we were like, "Oh, where's John?" And we went in, and he was sweeping and cleaning up so we didn't have to do it at the end of the night.
Nice guy.
Yeah, I was like, that really impressed me.
He just had a difficult, obviously. You know, his wife had cancer, breast cancer.
Right, I heard that,
yeah.
yeah.
So I mean,
Who's his wife? Olivia Munn?
that's correct.
I don't think they're married.
Well, I mean, they have a child together. That's his longtime girlfriend. Actually, no, they did get married.
Long time.
Not long time.
No, they did get married.
Okay.
Yeah, but not long time because he talks about the fact that he. Well, I'm not going to get into it.
He's
Anyway,
very hot right now. He was just on the Letterman thing.
He's great.
What is that? What's Letterman's show on Netflix? My Next Guest Needs No Introduction. Is that the name
That's
of it?
a great show, yeah. But I didn't even. It was a kind of a thing where no one was told who it would be, so we just showed up.
Who the director was going to be?
Yeah, so we didn't know, and
Were you aware that the director was going to be a celebrity before
No.
you? Oh, so you had no idea who was
So
directing?
everyone kept talking like, "We'll make sure now, Sarah, you do this for John." And I was like, "Who the F
Who's
is
John?
I don't care who John is. I'm trying to get because we were like have 5 hours to get everything set up.
Were there other people? Was like the unit production manager? Did they didn't relay that to you guys?
No, they weren't allowed because we didn't sign anything.
Interesting.
And there was a bunch of SNL people there too that I was like, "Oh," but we were so busy that you'd pass them going, "Oh my god, yeah," but I have A, B, and C to do.
What
so
do
I
you
can't
mean,
talk
like
to you.
SNL celebrities or like past SNL, like Broadway video people?
No, people that I recognize from SNL, not this
All right.
season, but the last maybe 5 or 6 seasons.
Cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. I was really impressed. He honestly, like we've met a couple of celebrities that I wasn't necessarily impressed with. The ego was there, just not
Did you
there
get
at
the
all.
chance to converse with him?
Absolutely, he had me do a couple of things, and he was just super chill. And he's like, "All right, well, if it doesn't get done, it doesn't get done." Just so impressed.
But you didn't fanboy on him at all. You weren't like,
I lurked
hey,
a little bit.
You did?
You were lurking? You're like, oh, he's a big time
John,
celebrity.
what's up?
Are you a big John Mulaney fan?
Absolutely.
Okay. So you know, what was his big hit? Was it Kid Notorious? Is that one of his big
His-
albums? Comedy album.
Oh, I was like, does he do music? What?
No, I think he had I can't remember what Mulaney's stage shows are.
Nah, he was. Just
I like Mulaney a lot
great.
too. Yeah.
And it's definitely, and I hope I'm not insulting him by saying this, but it's definitely, I haven't really worked with a lot of comedians. And
Yeah.
that really showed me how much it really is a persona.
Oh, okay.
He's just super chill guy to talk to. Didn't recognize him, like his hair was a little, like long and scraggly, and he was just dressed in jeans and a tee. And I was like, who is that? And I actually didn't recognize him. I heard the voice, and I thought,
I know who that is.
That's John Mulaney.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
He is
Mike
sobriety. I
has a
was
good
going to
note.
say, he could
Sobriety
probably do a
works
lot
for
of
him.
jokes about intelligent drunk guy. Mulaney could probably do a lot of fun stuff on that.
Because he probably was intelligent. Drug guy.
Correct. It's the joke.
So I guess shout out to John Mulaney.
We put it all together.
Can we get a shout out to John?
Yeah, sure.
Honestly,
Ring the bell
just
for John.
Ring the bell for John
super,
Mulaney.
super impressed.
St. Clements, St. Ignatius. You go to was it St. Clements? I think he is a St. Clements grammar school kid.
Yeah.
He has a remarkable story. Worked Nick Kroll's his college
Yeah,
roommate.
yeah. And you could also
Not
tell.
his. I don't know if it was his roommate. They were in. He joined the improv troupe at Georgetown, and Kroll was, I think, a senior, and he brought him in.
But they work together.
Yeah.
Yeah, he what was I going to say? He was just super down to earth and going around thanking everybody.
I love guys like that.
Yeah, you could tell that I don't know how to say this without insulting people, but you could tell that he was like a writer rather than an actor first. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Didn't have the
Yeah, he's humble. He likes the work process. He likes being there. You know.
was there till the very end, and that was like a 15 hour day.
Oh, really?
He was right there till like 2 a.m. I think was the
So
last time he was there.
it a stand-up special you guys were shooting? So you had to get how many audiences came in through?
2.
2? Yeah. And it was a night shoot, I presume, right?
Yeah, it was a long day.
That's a super long day.
Super long. But they were great. The whole team, I was just really impressed because I had just come off on a reality TV show that I'm not going to mention, and it was an awful experience. Not a fan of reality TV anyway, but it was horrendous experience, like PTSD kind of experience. So that was nice.
Oh, okay.
I have guilty pleasures for reality TV
Not
sometimes.
this one. We'll talk about it after.
Sure.
No. Speaking of reality, Britney Spears melted down.
Uh-oh.
What I read.
I mean, I've been
talk
waiting
a
to
lot
talk
about
about
her.
her all night.
Spirit, you know what? In that cheerleading show for the Friday Night Lights, Spears plays one of the moms she's the mom with the blow pop.
Oh, but yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can see that.
And she does a complete 180 by the end of the episode. She becomes a nun.
Wait,
Wow.
is this a video? Like a music video?
No, it's not a Madonna video. No, it's a series. It's a series I just wrote in my head.
Oh, it's a series where
That
she
I-
comes from being, porny Spears and then changes her life around as a cheerleading coach and becomes a nun at the end of this? Because it's at an all-boys Catholic high school?
No, she's a cheerleading mom, right?
Oh, she's a cheerleading mom that becomes
With
a nun?
knives? Did the knives come in?
Everything you guys just said, everything is in the show. Mike has a
Mike
note.
is making them.
Does the show have a name? It's called Blow Pop Moms.
Blow pop moms. Make a note of that. We can add it to the list. My spreadsheet.
Blow Pop Moms.
Or what about
is-
just Blow Pop Mom?
Well, you don't want it to be plural. You just want it to be Blow Pop Mom.
Well, she's the main character, right? Because, I don't know, are there rivals of her?
The Dum Dums.
Are there the Dum Dums?
The other school.
Yes, there are.
The Dum Dums.
There are.
Yeah, are there the Tootsie Rolls? Or no, Tootsie Pops?
Yes.
Are there Tootsie Pops, Dum Dums?
Well, we have to speak to the candy makers about
Hashtag all that stuff, Come on, bing, bing.
Hey, candy makers, what do you guys think about a show about a slutty cheerleader mom who has a bunch of enemies named for candy?
Yeah,
Rival
the
candies.
Skittles.
We love it. When do we start shitting?
Yeah,
The Skittles. Speaking of
Skittles,
Skittles, I
yeah.
just saw a contest that Skittles is doing.
the Mike and Ike's.
No, it's like this. There's some micro Skittles thing coming out. Maybe they're putting these, but they're trying to get everybody. Skittles built an apartment in New York City, a micro apartment. The Skittle.
What?
They call it the Skittle. A Skittle apartment, something like that.
And it's made out of Skittles? Like you
No,
could literally lick the walls and be like, yes.
you can taste the rainbow. You
can taste the rainbow.
day long in this
But
little
you
shack.
could lick the walls, but the Skittle never turns white. When you suck
Oh.
out a Skittle too
Right.
long, and it
Yes.
eventually just turns white.
when the
'cause-
dye of it comes off.
Yeah.
Here it is, Mike. Thank you. Skittles contest promises free rent for a year in eye-popping micro New York City apartment. There it is. There's a Skittles apartment.
When
gotta
are
get
we
you-
going?
We got a broadcast from it. We'll do an episode.
Could
Hey,
Blow-
I want to start a
could the Blow
Hey,
Pop
I'm going to
Mom-
start a GoFundMe. Get me to the Skittles apartment.
Right.
Could
Yeah.
that be part of the Blow Pop Mom lives in the Skittles apartment?
Sure. Yeah. All things possible here.
Hey, remember Joe's apartment that they made that thing on MTV about the guy that
The
had
guy
all
who
the
had the
cockroaches?
cockroaches?
That still lives in my brain to this day.
Because cockroaches are disgusting. That's why I saw a video. Speaking of insects.
Oh yeah,
Is
everyone's
a cockroach an insect?
Yeah, it's
yeah.
absolutely an insect.
Yeah. Look at that camera guy yelling. Producer
yeah.
Billy Wooten. Yeah, dummy. I'm not big on insects, okay?
Oh, everyone's talking about the cicadas. Everyone's freaking out about the
Everybody
cicadas.
here in the Midwest,
Yeah.
in Chicago, we are supposed to have some insane.
Is it like next week we're supposed to get whacked with these things?
I presume it's
They're coming through the ground. Somebody said, a friend of mine, she said that she was at her son's baseball game, and one of the other moms turned to her and said, "They're only about 6 inches below us right now.
right. Yeah.
You hear them.
Cherish your time now."
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna get real loud around here.
They pool together. Someone showed a video on whether it's real or not anymore. Who knows? But I saw it on Facebook Reels of somebody's back door, like their back screen door. There were like 1,000 cicadas pooled up, like
Yeah.
like
They got a brush with a broom.
It was like 1,000 little mini turds, and you're just like, and they're all, some of them were dead, and it was just like, oh my god, like, is this what we're in for? And they say we're in for it times too.
Come on.
So yeah, it's gonna be like biblical this summer here in Chicago, cicada town.
I really hope not.
Well, we're gonna have to talk about it next episode because we're at the end. Mike just gave me the high sign. Fun one. Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah.
Do want to thank the sponsors, Fox's
Yes.
again. Fox's Pizza out in Orland and Mokina, Flood Brothers Disposal, Madden Funds, and Guinness Irish Stout. If you've enjoyed this hour, go to YouTube and find us at Hooley's Hooley Show, or find us at iTunes under Hooley's Hooley Show, or go to hibernianradio.org and find all the archives there. Until next week.
Bye.